Hustlers, creators, conversationalists. You are now listening to the Girlfriends Podcast.
Hello, girlfriends, and welcome back. We have a special guest today, Grace Buckley. Usually we let our special guests introduce themselves, so I guess before we start asking you questions, just kind of give us a summary of who you are. Let the people know.
All right, so Grace Buckley, aka Gracie J. I am a special needs education teacher as well as a entrepreneur. I'm all for Black Girl Magic, so I have Sister Circle Mentorship program, which I'm loving absolutely because I get to empower young women, as well as Culture Quest Clothing, which is going to be launching officially July 27th. So look out for that.
Okay, so clearly she's a boss, right? So I guess my first question to you would be, like, how did you get your start? What made you first want to start a mentorship program? What inspired you? And then also for your clothing line, what inspired you to do that?
Okay, so mentoring, I would say I've always wanted to be like a mentor, I guess you could say. I started coaching cheerleading. I don't think you even knew like that.
Okay. I do, because remember you asked me to put together
I know, okay. So this is how it went. So I was a special needs teaching assistant at a middle school. And they was like, oh, we need a cheerleading coach. And I was like, I'll do it. Never cheerleaded ever in my life. But I was like, like the girls need somebody to look up to. I can do that. So then I hit up I was like, okay, I need everything. I need cheers, I need dancers. I don't know what I'm doing, but they don't know that I don't know what I'm doing. So we just gonna, work it out. So that's how it started. And then like while I was like coaching my girls, like middle school girls have so much drama that you would like, I'm like, what's going on? So I was like, okay, every Friday we're going to have practice, but it won't be actually practice. We're gonna sit around in a circle and we are sisters. So at the end of the day,
I love
that is what we're doing. We need to be like over here, like empowering each other. We need to be working through each other's stuff because there's so much that happens with girls. Like, girl, you got cheated on, I got cheated on too. What he do? Like, like
in the 7th grade.
Right.
Girl.
Like, so it's like it's so many different things that happen with girls, and it's like, why are you competing with your sister instead of trying to uplift her? So that's how like we went about, and I was like, okay, well, I'm gonna do it, and that was 2015. So I was like, okay, like I need to get it together. Went back, got my master's. Shout out to educated Black women. And I was like, okay, so what is it that I'm going to do? So I laid the foundation, put a curriculum together, did my paperwork, and here we are. Like we did it this year, and we're gonna be finishing up in July, but we did it the whole year, and I'm super excited. So
I just want to give her boss award of the month, baby. Okay. Like,
thank you.
Yes. This is amazing. And I mean, look, I was supposed to be helping out. I'm 2 hours away, so I'm sorry. But the one that I went to, the one that I went to, like, you really get to see how much of an impact you have on these little girls.
It's amazing.
And like, I've been wanting to ask you, there was one particular little girl who seemed so like sheltered. She was like the youngest of the 3. I still have been wanting to come back just so she was like, I'm gonna make you a bracelet next time, and I've been wanting to come back and be like, you got my bracelet because I got your gift.
Yeah, like she's opened up, and it's really like, it's fun to see the girls starting to connect together. Like we took them on a trip to the bowling alley because some of them had never been. It was just like a beautiful thing seeing them like, oh, okay, we on teams, okay, we about to beat y'all, like all of that stuff, like them really stepping out of their shell. So I'm like, okay, this is something that's needed because like at that age I had a lot of stuff going on, and I have an older sister, and our relationship wasn't there. Like, now mind you, I used to cut up, but like we didn't have that relationship until I got older. So it's like, okay, like don't look at me as Miss Grace. Like, I'm your older sister. Like whatever it is you think you can't talk to your mom about, holla at me, honey. I'm not gonna judge you, and Lord knows I got some stories. So I have no problem being an open book and like really like cheering you on, because at the end of the day, that's what we all need.
I think that's so needed, especially in communities of color specifically. Not saying that other races don't need the same thing, but based on our history and the dynamics of African Americans or people of color, like we really do need mentors. It's really important, especially for our young girls and young boys. So keep doing it. Like,
thank you. And I want to speak towards mentorship. Like, how has having a mentor positively impacted your life? Because I heard you mention you had a mentor. Like, when did you start like accepting having a mentor, and like what was that
I
like for you?
gotcha. So I think that every and anybody should get as many mentors as possible. The reason I say that is because, like I said, I had an older sister growing up, but we weren't there yet.
Do you think it was an age gap?
I think so. My sister's 11 years older than me.
Oh yeah. Totally.
So like she always joked, she was like, the stuff that I got beat for, you like they don't do anything to you, and I'm like,
That's facts.
I mean, I'm that girl. Like at the end of the day,
Look,
but like,
no, because
it's
as
different.
an older sibling,
yeah,
you literally watch your parents become more lax with your younger siblings. Like the stuff you would
For
get
sure.
hollered at for, the times you have to be in the house, it all changes
Yep.
with the younger one. So she probably had a little bit of resentment
Right.
towards you.
like,
But you
and
couldn't control that.
I couldn't. I'm sorry. Like because I'm the second to last. So I'm like, I mean, I'm
Yeah.
sorry that you were born first. Like I don't know what you want me to tell you. But it's like even like my parents and like the stuff that their struggles were different from my struggles. Yes, you know, parents always have knowledge to like give, but it's like my parents are from a whole different like country,
Yeah.
continent. So like them growing up is nothing compared to what I've had to go through. Like, you know, shout out to Liberia, LIB, you know. But like my mom is like, oh, when I was 10 I was saved. Really? Like
What
really?
did you know about being saved?
Really? Okay, ma. But it's like just like going through different things, like one, not just African culture, but like Black culture in America. It's something that it's a lot. Like you have the world telling you you're not pretty enough, you're not light enough, you're not dark enough, you're not skinny enough, you're not thick enough. Like it's always something going on. So for me, I just found people that one I could relate to. So that was the biggest thing, like finding someone I could relate to, and then whatever it is that I wanted to learn, because I'm a life learner. I love knowledge. Like I'm always willing to learn. So finding people that I looked at and was like, they're doing something that I want to do, so how can I do it?
Right.
And I'm very persistent. Some people might call it annoying, but I'm going to find out. And if you're the one that has the answers, I'm going to keep bugging you until you decide you want to help me. So like that's how it was. So yeah, like education, I found a mentor. I have like 2 mentors. Clothing line, I have a mentor. We'll talk about that later. Mentorship program, I studied and I have a mentor. So like everything. Like I just think it's always good to be able to learn from somebody, because somebody can always tell you what it is that they did or what they failed at, so you make sure that you do it differently and you learn. So
Yep.
So I have a question for you. I want to know, like, what's been the most, like, inspirational moment that you've had with someone that you've mentored to? Like, what have they done that's, like, made you have, like, a different impact or a different thought on
Or
life?
just kind of makes you feel like this is what I'm supposed to be doing.
Yeah, or it just has, like, impacted you the most. Like, you're like, dang,
I would
do this if
have
I
to
wanted
say these group of girls that I'm working with now. Shout out to Sister Circle Mentorship Program. My girls in Salisbury, absolutely love them. You know. But like we did a question box. Remember I told you about it? Okay, so I'm big on like if you want to know something, ask, and if you're afraid to like have it come out your mouth, write it down, and we'll pull out the question box. And I was going through and reading the questions just so like ain't nobody like shocked like when the question comes up. And these girls are talking about like family stuff. Like we've all gone through stuff, but like family stuff, like, you know, being taken advantage of, like not having relationships with their parents, like things that could be like heartbreaking for like a 13-year-old child.
Yeah.
And I was right there when I like went through the questions. I was like, okay, you know what? As much as, because Lord knows I'm a crier, I got a lot of tears, y'all, I promise. But I was like, even if I want to do it, even if, you know, like there's been days where like I only have like one mentor in myself, and I drive these kids, like I don't have transportation yet, so like I go get them from their houses and bring them. Like I was like, I can't stop, like I can't quit, because they're looking forward to me, like they're depending on me. They don't have like that outlet, that like way out, that like happy day. So like when they come and they get a free meal and they get to laugh and listen to music and we cutting up and doing little selfies, and that like that is it for them. Like that's what they have to look forward to. So I'm like, man, like that right there, even if I don't like change the world, even though my goal is to,
But you are.
like yeah,
now,
like one child, like that's
you
that's
really
worth
are.
it. So yeah,
And the
that
fact
would
that
be it.
you have, sorry, I didn't mean to talk.
No,
over
you're
you.
fine. You're fine.
The fact that you have that mindset tells me that you really are a true leader, because there's a difference between being a leader and being a boss.
That's
And
true.
although we did
That's
say
true.
you're a boss, but at the same time you are a leader boss. Like, you have the right mindset as far as like even just knowing like these girls need me. Like I can't do this. Like knowing that you are purpose in this world, and that this is a part of your purpose, and you have to do it. So I just think that's amazing.
I love that.
Thank you.
So I guess we can move forward into your other business venture, because she is multifaceted. Culture Quest. Speak on that. Like, how did that start?
Quest. Okay. So I've always been a lover of art.
And fashion.
Yes, art, fashion, everything. Okay. So I call myself modeling in like 2013,
And she
2014.
killed that shit. I don't even know how she
No.
blew
It
like
was
that.
real ratchet, y'all. Like for real.
No, it was not. No, it was
there.
It was ratchet, but you know, homegirl, you couldn't tell homegirl she wasn't a model, okay? So, I started doing a little bit of modeling or whatever, doing shows and stuff like that. And then, I was like, yo, I want to do a clothing line. Like, I remember like sewing socks together on like my Barbies, like all kinds of stuff, bro, like all kinds of stuff. So, and like sketching and stuff like that. And I did like sewing class, and I was like, I'm going to do a line. Like, that's it.
Yeah.
So, I came up with my first line called Gossip, okay? There was no talk, no idea behind it other than, oh, that sounds cool.
It does sound cool.
It does, right? But I don't even gossip. That's the crazy part. But anyways, I was like, oh yeah, it's cool. So like, came up with it. It was like t-shirts and like shorts and stuff, and did a fashion show in Salisbury. Like, I was like, okay, yeah, we're gonna do this. Didn't have any idea after what was gonna happen to sell, to get paperwork, like nothing. Homegirl was like, we doing this fashion show, we got this fashion, we out here. Fashion show was awesome. Got pictures, got my little backdrop and my banner still to this day, like in my workroom at the house. And then I was like, okay, so what's next?
What happens when consumers are like, where are those shorts that we saw on the runway?
Right.
How you selling them, Grace? No idea. Like, there was nothing past that fashion show, because that fashion show was hot fire, okay? So I was like, okay. So that's when I went back to school, and while like I went back to school, I was like, I'm not done.
Yeah.
So then I changed the name, and I was like, rah rah Max, you know, middle fingers in the air, you know, we out here just living the best life, we doing this, we doing that, so yeah, you rah rah. And I was like, okay, so what's next? So went back to school, did my job, ended up with Sister Circle, and I was like, I'm not done with this fashion stuff. Like, every time my pastor see me, he was like, Grace, you have a calling on your life, there's something that you're trying to do, stick to your fashion stuff, don't let it go. And I was like, all right, cool, I got you. And every time like I see stuff, I always tell people I'm crazy, like, because like I see colors, I see things like crazy, and I'm like, oh yeah, like that could be something.
Draw inspiration
Right,
from these
out of
things.
everything.
I'm not gonna say anything. I'm just gonna smile.
No, honey, we gonna talk. We gonna talk. Like,
you guys just got me over here like, this kid's amazing.
like for real, we gonna talk. But yeah, so 2017, going into 2018, I was like, what do I consider myself? Like, what am I doing? And I was like, I've, gotten a chance to get out of high school, get out of college, and like really find myself. Like, I've been on this quest, this journey to really like understand what I am, who I am, be unapologetic about it. Like, nobody's gonna tell Grace what Grace is. Yes, I take constructive criticism. Yes, like, I'm still learning. No, I'm not perfect, but I've been on this quest for life. And what motivates me, what inspires me, what's my why, what's my purpose. So that's how I got Quest. And then I was like, what do I love more than anything? My culture. I love being Black. I love being West African. Shout out to LIB again. So yeah, like, so that's where I got Culture Quest from. And I was like, yo, like, that's
like
it.
that.
It's hot.
Fire.
Like, for real.
Your brand 10 times hotter.
Right. Like,
Just hearing the story of it. And I think too that's really important with brands, like being able to understand their story, because it connects you to the brand. Like, I would want to buy Culture Quest just off the strength of your story.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So that's super dope.
Yeah, like, I was just like, in middle school, everybody was Puerto Rican, girl. Like, everybody was Puerto Rican or some kind of Indian. But it's like, right, aside from that, like, wherever you are from, be proud of your culture. Like, there is nobody else in this world that can be you, that can give your energy, that can do what you can do. Like, I am all by myself. I am Grace. I am me. You are Aya. You are Taylor. There is nobody that has that energy. Like, so be proud of your culture, whatever it may be. Like, if you from Mississippi, you better rep that. Rep it to the fullest. So,
girl,
yeah, culture
I rep
class.
Bible all day. Little white feel like, honestly, I feel that, like, where you're from, like, at the end of the day, that's where you come from. That's what made you at the end of the day. And a lot of people like to talk down on places that they're from. Like, and I don't think that's cool, because that's a part of you, believe it or not. So
yeah, that's crazy you say that too, because it's like when I got to college, like, people would be like, where are you from? And it's like you just want to say Charlotte, but I'd be like, I'm like near Charlotte. I'm from like this small town called Salisbury. They'd be like, that is not Charlotte. Like, excuse me, sorry, I'm not from a huge city like Miami or LA or whatever.
But no, not excuse me. No, I'm not sorry. Like, like you should be thanking me for hipping you to my city that's gonna be on the map,
that just
because
shows
of, like,
you that dope
greatness
people
comes
come
there.
from
Small places. Like,
Really.
seriously.
So, as usual, we always wrap into pop culture tea. And speaking of culture and embracing who you are and owning it, I wanted to get the two of yours opinion on Juvia's Place. I don't know if you guys have heard what's been going on with Juvia's Place, but if you don't, I can give you the little 411.
Let's go.
Okay.
No, I use it.
So, Juvia's Place most recently dropped their foundation line. Cool, right? Well, what they've started doing, allegedly, they like to say allegedly because ain't nobody taking our video down, is they started kind of like promoting white people all over their page, including one who's extremely problematic by the name of Jeffree Star. Now, if y'all don't know who Jeffree Star is, he is a makeup guru who has millions and millions of followers on YouTube, but he's also a known racist. He's a white gay man who's racist. He's addressed black women as gorillas. He's kind of like imitated black women, referring to us as ghetto or whatever the case may be. So clearly, a black-owned business, you wouldn't think that they would support someone like him. Well, she did, and she posted him on her social media. Apparently, this is the second time that she's done it. And black influencers are like, you're sending PR and you're promoting these white influencers and not promoting us, the people who helped your brand get to where it is. When nobody knew about you as a black-owned brand, we celebrated you, we promoted you, and now you're kind of like shitting on us.
We struggle
Since
the most.
you're growing, and it's almost like they no longer care about the target market that they use to get us here. And if you don't know Juvia's Place, their palettes are literally like Nubian queens.
I got it on Neon.
Yeah, and it's a high quality, great brand, but it's just really upsetting to the black community and black influencers that they are suddenly kind of like ignoring their target just for money.
Well, I just want to say this really quickly about it. I feel as though, and I don't really want to say this, but I am. What I've seen as far as us as black people, unfortunately, we do not stay together like with anything. We will not stay united. At one time, we're all together, but it doesn't take much for us to like pretty much leave our people behind. And I don't know the whole, logistics and everything in and out with the decision that the owner of Juvia's Place made as far as partnering with him. But it's still, regardless, it says a lot, and I really think that sucks overall. Like, we will do anything for clout. Like, as far as, not necessarily we get clout, like to get to a higher level or to get money.
It's crazy because I'm always, people are like, oh, like, you're so social, but like, what's up with social media? I'm not a big fan of social media. I think it's great, but I'll tell you why. Because people lose themselves. Like, this here's real life. Right. Like, aside from the likes, the loves, the comments, you gotta be like a real life person. And I think, like, for me, my inner being and how I like actually interact with people is more important to me than what's being like viewed. Displayed, right. Like, so for you to be like, have that much of a platform and you're not showing our people that do tend to like get divided when it comes to things, like, nah, like, y'all held me down and I'm still here, and I'm gonna continue to give back, and I'm gonna continue to show you, like, okay, we're strong, we're Black, and we're united. That's a problem.
Right.
That's a problem. And it's like, even though she's done that, the people that, you know, Black people, because we should stand together, you know, take a stand, there's still gonna be people buying her makeup.
Totally.
Right.
You still gonna put money in her pocket, and that might be like her view, like, regardless, y'all still gonna buy it, so
And that's kind
I can do what I want.
And that's exactly how she's been behaving. Like, it's almost embarrassing seeing her reactions, because for one, she's been responding. Instead of, you know, some people, like some businesses choose just to not say anything or provide like an official statement. Like, no, sis has been clapping back at customers who are upset at what she's done in her promoting Jeffree Star. And she's even gone as far as saying, fuck Jackie Aina. If you guys don't know who Jackie Aina is, which most people do, she is one of the top Black dark beauty gurus on YouTube, and she said fuck her because she didn't want to promote her because of her choice to promote Jeffree Star. You said fuck her, and you said fuck your own company. Like, what?
Don't be out here
So
selling your
that's where I
soul,
feel like it
man.
goes back
Don't sell
to-
your soul.
I think that goes back to everything that Grace was touching on, as far as she's been on this journey of learning herself.
Yes.
Self-reflection is big, but ultimately humble yourself. But once you learn, take time to really learn who you are and work on being the best you can be. I feel as though if you've done that, you wouldn't be in a space as her to like respond that way. I mean,
Yeah. And
you
then,
shouldn't respond to anyone that way. Like, just allowing people to get to you as far as, you know, your emotions, and you responding and acting that way. It's just not professional at all.
yeah, and then I just hate too that I feel like certain Black people feel like they want to be validated by white people to feel like they are
They
truly
rise,
successful. Like, sis is her brand is in Ulta. She's in big box stores at this point. Like, you've gained your success.
You've done it.
You didn't have to post Jeffree Star to flourish, sis. And I feel like at this point, like, you're going down a rabbit hole to where you are probably driving your business down into the ground with you.
So I got a question. Like, maybe this is the devil's advocate or something, but okay, because I think about her, and then I think about people like Kanye, and I like to watch Yama.
Oh, Yama, get your life.
So,
okay.
But sometimes she gets on my nerve, but she says some key things, and like connecting to this, like, yes, we don't like the things they do. So are we gonna like make things worse and be against them? Or are we gonna, like, I guess, pray for them or hope for the best for them for the turnaround, like, just to continue to give that positive energy? Because honestly, it's like two negatives. Like, we're doing what, we're doing. No, I'm saying, like, you can't fight fire with fire.
No, I know.
Well, yeah, so like, I don't know if it's even best to, like, yes, we can talk about how it's hurtful to us, I feel as though, but I still think like we should still not necessarily buy her products, but try to uplift her, or try to, you kind of get what I'm saying?
I get what you're saying. Love on her.
Love on her, because she needs that. I feel like people need that, period, no matter what color you are, because we all are human and we all fuck up. So like, ultimately, coming from that standpoint.
I like what you said, and I'm not gonna go so far back, but a lot of people reference like slavery and certain things because they're like, Black people, you know, like, people do stuff and they turn the other cheek and still love on them, and it's like, unfortunately, those are the type of people we are. So like, that's why I appreciate our Black culture, because regardless of how much people have done to us, we still love on them.
Yep.
Like, overall. So in your instance and what you're saying, I completely understand. Like, oh, don't like clap at her, like, embrace her.
Yeah.
I think they're like, if we come together, because coming together is the biggest thing.
Right.
Yes.
And make a platform and let her know, like, we still love you, despite the fact that you're not seeing that this is an issue.
Yep.
Like, you're part of us, and you're like putting us down. So like, if we can all come together and make that platform and be like, yo, girl, like, what happened, sis?
Right.
Like, what's up? Like,
Right.
we love you, we support you, we've been supporting you. Like, think about what you're doing. But I think it's gonna take her like looking outside the situation, and sometimes when you're in it deep, you
It's
can't.
hard.
So
Right.
hopefully
Yeah.
Oprah hit her up. I don't know.
Because it's easy
Seriously.
to be in those spaces. Like, I would think if I was her, and I'm like, well, dang, the people that were supporting me, I done messed up, so now they turn their back on me. But they were supporting me before. Like, it was like, okay, was it real support? Because I feel like, you know, just speaking on love, like, you can't love people based on how they treat you. So if you genuinely love someone or really was supporting this lady, like, come on, like, I don't know. I just feel like you said earlier, we have to embrace her and those that make errors like that or make decisions like that.
Yeah, I think cancel culture is very popular now too. Like, people are always finding a reason to cancel somebody. Like, oh, we canceling Kanye because he wore the Make America Great Again hat or whatever. But I think Kanye is also a great example of how the black community still supports him and embraces him despite his craziness.
We do it on the low.
Yeah.
I like Kanye. Kanye's artistic, yo. Like, he a little out there, but he's like the Sunday worship.
That's his therapy, baby.
Like, honey, like, it be touching my soul. You hear me? Like, we're not perfect by any means. None of us are. We are out here trying to make it. Like, so please, like, forgive, understand, and, like, try to uplift at the end of the day. Like, that's what it is.
No one gave us a book telling us how to live this life. I mean, ultimately, people may, consult to the Bible or the Quran or whatever it is. Like, but in the day, even in those stories, it's clear they're going through things as well.
Everyone fucks up, and I think if we didn't have a God that is so forgiving, then everybody would be canceled. We wouldn't exist.
Right. It'd be ratchet out here, like, for real.
Girl, so as important as it is, I feel, for people to acknowledge where they've done wrong, I think we should also grant them the opportunities to still be within our community when they do that. So I'm all for continuing to support her as long as she admits where she's wrong. Now, I can't support someone who cannot see themselves and just feels like, because in this moment she's kind of behaving like, well, I said and did what I did, so
I said what I said.
Y'all can suck it, So I feel like if she really gets to a space where she acknowledges, like, yeah, we could have done things differently, and I apologize if I hurt my community, I'm not canceling her, because guess what? Your palettes are thebomb.com.
I don't know what I do.
I agree. The same thing, like, and it's like with her, with life in general. I'm human. All of us are human. Just like, okay, that's my L, my bad.
Right.
I apologize. How we moving forward? At the end of the day, like, I mean, I'm not into makeup, but honey, now I gotta check out the line. Like, I ain't buying nothing yet, but I'm gonna check you out, okay?
Exactly. So before we wrap up, I want you to plug in your brands. Tell us where they can follow you. If there are young ladies in Salisbury who would like to join Sister Circle, what can they do to be a part of the group?
For sure. Okay, so Sister Circle Mentorship Program, that is literally our name on Instagram, at Sister Circle Mentorship Program, I believe. And then Culture Quest is at _Culture Quest. My personal page is at AfricanGeh, that's GEH, all one word. Feel free to hit me up, email, follow. If you see me on the street, honey, by all means, like, I have no problem, hit me up. If you're interested in being a partner, if you're interested in being a mentor, a sponsor, you want to be part of the program, you got a daughter, a sister, just somebody that you know, like, definitely reach out. My launch date is July 27th. Website will be out. Lookbook and photo shoot is coming. Be on the lookout. Super excited. Oh yeah, sell waist beads too. So hit me up. Got them. African waist beads.
Multifaceted.
So yeah, we out here. We out here.
Yes. Okay. Well, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank
Grace.
you.
Like,
Thank
it
you.
has been an honor having you sit with us.
Like,
Thank
her
you.
whole energy, presence, it's been an
Her
honor.
aura is
just everything.
I appreciate it. I appreciate it.
I'm happier than I was when I came.
Right. So until next time, guys, I hope you have a great day, and peace.
We out.